Time coverage of the 1991 World Figure Skating Championships. And just a reminder, still to come this evening, Isabelle Brasseur and Lloyd Eisler go for gold in the pairs competition. They are the leaders heading into tonight's pairs free program. And again, that is yet to come in tonight's telecast. Judging is a very important, and I don't have to tell you people, extremely controversial part of this sport. To explain more about judging and just how it works in figure skating, here is one of Canada's international judges, Jean Sent.
Tonight we're going to try and clear up some confusion for you. Judging figure skating is often controversial, mostly because people don't understand the marking system. Even for those watching in the arena, and especially for you at home, it can be difficult to interpret. Unless right now you reach for a pen and paper, we'll try to help you understand what's happening. The first thing to know is that skating is judged comparatively. The first skater will set a performance standard, and all other skaters will be placed above or below that standard. A judge will do this by assigning marks and individually ranking the skaters in an order. Now, where you might become confused is if you look at a set of marks in isolation and read them horizontally. To know where the judges are placing the skaters, you need to record all the marks for each individual skater and then analyze them vertically. It's possible during a competition that a mark I might give of 5.7 could be my first placement, while a mark of 5.5 from another judge is that judge's first placement. But you really couldn't recognize that unless you can compare those marks with the ones previously given. So, with your pen and paper, write down all the marks as we show them, and then pick one judge and see in what order he or she has placed the skaters. It is only when you compare all judges' individual rankings that you will then be able to tell if there have been any variations in the placements awarded. And remember, one last thing in figure skating, all placements from all judges count. We hope this little exercise will help you better understand the judging process and further enhance your enjoyment of figure skating.
Well, I certainly don't envy the task of the judges having to decide between Kurt Browning and Victor Petrenko. There's such a fine line between the two. But now let's turn our attention to the pairs competition, because it could be an historic night for Lloyd Eisler and Isabelle Brasseur.
Well, we're all hoping it'll be a great night for Lloyd and Isabelle, and they are more confident than ever going into this long program this evening. And I also think that they have the strongest program here tonight, and if they hit it, I think there's no problem. They can win it.
Chris, I thought the strength of the pairs event was evident last night when Christine Hough and Doug Ladret made one mistake, but as a result find themselves in 10th place going into this long. The biggest surprise of the evening was perhaps Stacy Ball and Jean-Michel Bombardier, who put in an excellent outing and as a result find themselves in 8th place going into tonight's long program.
Brasseur and Eisler will skate last tonight. Right now, we join Hough and Ladret.
What a dramatic way to begin. Christine and Doug skating their first competitive long program since that frightening fall in Saskatoon. Now, is that on their minds right now, or is that the furthest thing from their mind?
Well, I'm sure that's something that they can't forget, but I also don't think that they'll make the same mistake again.
Currently in 10th place.
Nicely executed. I think Christine and Doug can take confidence in knowing that if they skate this long program well, they're going to move up in the standings here tonight. can see that this program is a sharp contrast to the humor they had in last night's short program. And I think that's a good sign. It shows versatility in a pair, and I think that's one of the things that the judges are looking for.
Side triple toe loops.
They both had a little bit of trouble on it, but nevertheless, it doesn't upset the flow of the program too badly at all.
With the landing of the throw double axel, I'm surprised. She usually does that element perfectly. There's a situation where you're attempting a very difficult element at almost the 4-minute mark of a program. And I have to wonder if they couldn't have placed that element a little bit earlier, where they would have been a little bit fresher and a better chance of executing it. Barb, in watching Christine, did you get the feeling that she really wasn't on top of those throws? I really did, Paul, but I also think that this was very difficult for them tonight, coming off such a disappointing short program last night. It almost reminds us of, it almost reminds me of us in Sarajevo.
Other Canadian fans throwing flowers on the ice for Christine Hough and Doug Ladret, who were 6th in Halifax, they're 10th here, and certainly will not be able to achieve the same success as last year at the World Championships, but she certainly lives up to her nickname Tuffy.
As Barb mentioned, when you come into an event such as this, having, as they have, placed 6th last year, you've got a goal of at least attaining that, if not something better. And it really does tend to take the wind out of your sails when you don't have a short program that goes as well as you'd like.
Here's a look at the throw triple Salchow. Christine just looked very far forward on the landing and couldn't hold it.
I did want to mention that last night you mentioned the comedic short program. It went over very big with the British, who were raving about it, and I was interested the British judge marked them so much higher than the rest. Obviously, it struck a chord with the British sense of humor, and tonight they showed their versatility in another way.
Well, I thought this was a very nice program. It suited Doug and Christine a lot. I just think that once they get the elements and the program together, they're going to have a great package.
They were the national champions in '88, second in Canada in 1990 and 91. And the first set of marks, low 5s, 4.9 from the German judge, 4.8 from the judge from Japan. And now the marks for artistic impression, all 5s, 5.1s, and 5.2s. The Japanese judge a 4.9. So Christine Hough and Doug Ladret are currently in second place, trying to stay in the top 10. The young Canadians, Stacey Ball and Jean-Michel Bombardier, are next when we return to the 91.